What's up, everybody? It's Alexa with Making Philo Homestead. It has been a minute since I've been out here, or on here. I've been doing a lot out here between our chicken coop, getting our tomato seedlings to this, all of that. Like, there's been a lot going on, a lot of work in the garden, but I haven't been making any videos. I wanted to get back on here and share some things, especially as I've learned some new things about tomato seedlings, and I'll do another video with an update of the chicken coop. We have to get the roof on, but it's looking pretty good. We're really excited. We've got some chicks in our brooder in the basement that need to get out and join the rest of the flock, but we're trying to hopefully get this thing done before we need to do that. So we're getting some rain today in Georgia. I'm just outside Atlanta. I'm like 30 minutes from the city. We are gonna have rain for the first time in a while. It's supposed to come this afternoon, praise the Lord. I don't know, some of y'all might have seen how there have been some wildfires in South Georgia, and it's just, I mean, across the country, there just hasn't been the precipitation that we need as normal, despite, I know the Northeasterners are like, are you kidding? Do you see all that snow we got? Y'all did get a lot of snow. But down here and in many other parts of the country, I know out west too, it's been different than it's supposed to, and that's not good. And so I'm praying for rain especially for the farmers out there, and for those who rely on that rain for just their own drinking supply. I'm thinking of mountains and other things, but anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm planting. I have just a few tomato plants I need to get in the ground before my son's baseball game at 9. So I have about an hour, and so I came out here to do that, and then I'm going to actually plant some nasturtiums. I got some trailing nasturtiums for the first time. I've planted nasturtiums many times. They're a good, companion plant and other things to have in the garden, but I've never done trailing. So the trailing ones are just for the fun of it. They're pretty, and I like that. And you can, eat some. You can use some of the leaves and other things, put them in your food. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Something about tomato plants that brings me great joy is this right here. If you look, let me see. Okay, can you see there? All right, so you see those little hairs that are going off the tomato plant? What I get excited about is how learning this, like when you plant this tomato, this is a Roma. I've got Roma and I've got San Marzano. Here you can see the roots and other things. But when you plant these in the ground, these will actually also become more roots. So the deeper you plant, the more of the stem that you can get in the ground, the more that it will root out from the plant. And I just think that that is the coolest thing. So what I am going to do is I will be pinching off this and this here when I get it into the ground. Some people use a trench method. So again, laying the plant, trenching it, you lay it more so than putting it upright, so that again, all of these little hairs right here can help root into the ground and help grow a stronger plant. I do a mix of both. Some I trench, some I don't. There's not really a rhyme or reason for it for me. It's more that I'm trying to figure things out and see what works and what doesn't. One thing that I'm trying to do with my tomatoes this time around is do a better job of spacing them so that there is more, and then also pruning them so there's more airflow at the base here, so that there is better, healthier plants, less chance for disease. I have had pretty good success with growing tomatoes, but I realized that some of the disease and things that happen towards the end, they don't need to if I just did a better job of making sure that they were spaced better and that there was good airflow. And there's my son. He was just watering the goats. Hey, kid.
Hey.
You ready for your game?
Yeah. I'm ready. How are you doing out there in the garden?
Doing all right, babe. Just gonna get these tomatoes in before your game. Last night we were at my kids. We homeschool, and we do a co-op where we have classes weekly, and the art class has a big night of the arts event, and the kids in speech can perform if they want. This art students can display their art and even put it up for sale. So we had that. I have 4 kiddos. 3 of them performed. My toddler did not, though next year she would get to. But we thought it was ending at 8. We didn't get home till 10:15, and then we had to turn around and wake up so that we could get to Gideon's game. So it's gonna be, my other kids, it's gonna be we got a fast-paced weekend, but we're starting it off pretty tired. I slept in rolled out of bed. That's why I look, this is happening. I don't even know what's happening. Got my paint pan. I don't know what I'm wearing, but just had to get out here so I could get these in. So I got the goats next to me. Hey girls. So again, I am trying to get, I do a little bit of a mound for my tomatoes that they go into. So we'll see how that goes. All right, got one in, got a few more. So again, you want to make sure that you don't plant your tomatoes too close together. I have done that most of the time. I plant them too close together. So I'm trying to do a better job of that. So what is this? I don't know. 18 inches is what I'm trying to do right now. Goats are behind me. You want to see the girls? Or at least one of them? Now, one thing I did realize is you can see I have a tomato plant right here. Those goats will stick their noses right in this fence to try to eat them. So I am going to make sure that the leaves don't go too far over. Speaking of goats, the other day, Brandon accidentally, he was moving wood chips into the garden, and he left the gate open and thought that our toddler was going to close it because sometimes she does, but she did not. And so the goats got right into the garden and they ate all of my broccoli plants, and cauliflower and the collards I had. Yes, our front bed. Thankfully, they didn't get out to the tomatoes I had put out yet, thankfully. But anyway, that was a bit discouraging because I had already had a bunny come. Oop, let me get this one in there. I'd already had a bunny come through and eat all of those same things, but it didn't eat them to this. Well, some it had eaten to the root, so I knew I couldn't salvage the plant, but some it did not. So I was like, hey, just try to deeply water it. I looked online and it said there is a chance they could come back. So I took some tender care of them, and guess what? They started growing again. It was great. Well, we put up a fence, or we put up chicken wire at the bottom of our fence so that the rabbit couldn't get in again. So we're like, okay, we feel secure, we got this. Well, there was one little opening that the bunny could still get through our fence door, like our gate door. It was this spot where we couldn't put chicken wire anyway. So it got through and it ate it again. So some of them it had eaten to the root, I couldn't salvage. Some of them it hadn't eaten to the root, so I could salvage them. And so, but then it came back and it ate them again. And I was like, okay, well, I give up. So I had started some things from seed, was excited to see it grow, blah, blah, blah. It didn't work. So a friend of mine got some starts for me. She had made a run to a local growers outlet, which is actually an hour from me, so not super local, but at least in Georgia. And she got some for me. I picked them up from her. I got them in the ground. And then that's when a couple weeks later, the goats ate the starts. So I was a little demoralized. So I was like, I guess I'm not meant to grow broccoli, cauliflower, or collards. All things that I really wanted to grow. So anyway, I gave up on that one, which is a bummer, but I will eventually try again. Eventually. Fall garden. So my tomatoes, though, those have been going well. I'm hopeful. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's do this other plant. I am planting a mix of Roma. This is a Roma tomato. And let me move this over. Roma tomatoes and San Marzano for my canning. I would try and be more adventurous with some other tomatoes in the future. I did plant some, cherry tomatoes, and I have some, what are they called? I have some homestead tomatoes that are good slicers. So I will be doing those as well. But for now, for the canning, I was just doing this. I wasn't getting super exciting or interesting with the varieties because I really just want to grow a lot of these so that I can can. That's my main goal. All right, you can see, let me kind of get out of the way. Got our tomatoes in. I've got them on this side, and then also I've got them on this side. So I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds now of tomatoes. So that is the most I've ever done. We'll see how this goes. I'm excited for it and hopeful. Let's see, I gotta get my nasturtiums in. I'm gonna save, I wasn't able to fit one plant that's actually not doing too hot anyway. And then I have 2 other ones left, but my friend had asked for some starts and I'm gonna see her Tuesday. So I'm just gonna give those tomato plants to her and pray that all goes well and she's able to grow them well. So that is that. Now, next up is gonna be my pepper plants, but I'm gonna have to wait till next week for those. Let's get nasturtiums going. Okay, so I almost forgot. I have this one rogue bell pepper plant that's already been hardened off. The other 35, 40 of them are currently in my screen porch so that they can begin the hardening off process. And the reason this one's by itself though is because I actually planted the bell pepper plants with kids that come to a co-op that's at my house. It's like every other week. You know, we have a couple students that come here, and I did, as a part of our co-op this year, we had a garden club. So I was able to walk through the process of starting plants from seed, sharing about the garden, different things about growing, you know, all of that good stuff. And it was wonderful because to me, I'm very passionate about helping people notice, be aware of their surroundings, be in tune with what do I see, what am I touching, what am I tasting, what am I hearing, feeling, like, you know, all of that. And I think that it's something that more and more we really have to fight for, because I'm not anti-screen or anything. Obviously, I'm posting this on YouTube, but I definitely see how the increase in technology use and screen and devices and things, it really shifts our ability to be people that know how to pay attention, know how to notice. And I am really grateful for the garden and having animals and things to help me like have to get back into that space of really paying attention, noticing, hearing the birds as I'm putting my hands in the soil and planting these tomatoes and watching bell peppers grow from seed that other kid, you know, these little kids, they all put their little seeds in, and then every other week when they came, we got to see the progress of them growing and growing and growing. And so it's been really neat. But anyway, the last class we had, I had them draw, like pay attention, notice the different leaves, the size, look at their last drawings, and then catch up, like see this week and what do they notice that's different. So anyway, this one needs to get in the ground, so I'm gonna actually do that really quick, and then the rest of them won't be planted till later this week. All right, she's in. There we go. Well, I got the tomatoes in, but now it's starting to rain. It wasn't supposed to rain until this afternoon, but I'm not mad about it because we need it. So I'm gonna end this video early and try to rush to clean up everything and get it inside. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and that you remember, as always, that you are a person of value and you matter. Don't forget it, and may you go and live from a place of knowing that you are a person of great significance, and make sure to treat others that way too. Bless you. Catch you on the next one.